Hello, welcome Mixed Understood family. Thank you for coming and visiting my channel today. What I would like to talk to you all about today is how to unfold instead of mold your children. We're going to dive into it. So what does that mean exactly? How to unfold instead of mold your children? A lot of times, and I am guilty of this myself, I didn't know that I had this issue until my 5-year-old reached kindergarten. And I realized that I was projecting myself when I was 5 years old, and I was saying, well, I could do this at 5, so my daughter should be able to do this at 5. But the thing is, we are all created uniquely. God made us, each and every one of us, to have different talents, skills, and we can't say that just because I was good at something that my child is going to be equally as good as this, or that they're even going to enjoy the things that you loved when you were a child. So we don't want to take that, or we don't want to accidentally try to mold our children into being who we were whenever we were young, but we want to find what are the things that are unique? What are the things that they have a passion for? What do they light up about whenever they're working or playing or singing or pretending or whatever it is that they're doing? What is it that they really hone into? So for example, with my oldest, Adeline, she loves creativity. She loves using her imagination. She loves playing dress up. Those are the things that is like her favorite things to her. Now, Michaela, her sister, which is our middle child, the things that she loves working on puzzles. She likes things that challenge her. If there's something she doesn't understand, that doesn't discourage her at all. She will figure out, how do I understand this? And it's not something that for her, she sees challenge as a negative. Whereas my oldest, when she has a challenge, she usually tends to shut down because she doesn't like the feeling of knowing I don't know how to do something. So she shies away from things that she doesn't understand. And it's just my job to encourage her to say, it's okay if we don't understand something. It's okay if we don't know how to do it. Let's try together. Let's try to see how can we find a solution together. So you do not want to push what you loved as a child, what you were good at as a child. And that can be academics, that can be sports, that can be other special talents that you may have had. You don't want to push those onto your children and expect, well, because I did it, they should be able to do it. That's not always the case. And we want to learn that we are allowing our children to unfold in front of our eyes. And we want to be keenly aware of the things that they are showing us that they do love, that they are good at. Because my oldest, Adeline, she's very good at using her imagination. She loves to design things. She loves playing dress up. And she will get her clothes and different dress up things, and she makes all these different kinds of designs for dresses and gowns, and it's really interesting because I didn't do that as a child. And again, that's a perfect example. I wasn't that super creative type as a child, but she is. I was more of I love to read, I love to write my own stories and my own poems, but we got to nurture their skills. It's not about us. It's about our children, okay? So the other thing that we need to be very careful about whenever we are allowing our children to unfold in front of our eyes, that's what we want to do. We want to be careful we are not putting too much emphasis on things that they're just not ready for. We don't want to push them too hard to where they shut down and they look at learning as being something that they don't want to do or that they want to reject. We never want them to reject learning. Learning should be fun. Of course, it can't be fun all of the time, but we don't want to put it into a category where when we say it's time to learn, it's time to read, it's time to go to class, that they automatically just shut down and think, oh, I don't want to have anything to do with that, and I'm not going to pay attention, because we want them to learn and we want them to enjoy learning. So be careful not to make learning and reading and writing something that they end up saying, I don't like this, and that they reject it. And find creative ways to do it. Some of the ways that we do it is we have a system that when something happens during our day, we'll write about it and we'll talk about it. One weekend it was snowing outside, so we made that an activity, and we decided, okay, I printed the word snow off of the printer, and I printed the word white and cold, and what we did is we put together a little book. And again, I'm at the kindergarten level. You have to adjust to your child's age and their grade level, but you can certainly do it regardless of age and grade level. There are all kinds of things that you can do for your children. So we made a little book, and we talked about how the snow is cold, how the snow is white, and we were able to work on practicing writing those words. And then I printed out some pictures from that very day, and I just printed it all off of the printer, and we put it all into one little book so that my 5-year-old could pick it up, she could read it, she could fully understand what she was reading. She understood the words had meaning for her because of the activities that we did during the day. So when you have small children and they're learning to read in the early stages, you want to try to do your best as parents to make those words have a meaning, and find creative ways in which you can do that. If you're baking a cake, print off the word cake. If it's pink or it's white or it's brown, whatever color, print off the word of the color and put this. It doesn't have to be a little book. It can be just a sheet of paper, and talk about it and present that to your child so that they can see words and it has a meaning for them because it's something that you did together. It could be something that it's their favorite toy or their favorite blanket or whatever the case may be. You just want to make sure that whatever you're doing when you're introducing words, try your very best to just have the words have a meaning for the child. And what I ultimately want to share with you parents is, again, as we talked about the other day, we don't want to stress out so much. We don't want to feel so much pressure. Just do the best that you can do. And the fact that you are doing your best and that you're trying and that you're engaged with your children, that's what's important, because that's what's going to matter later on in life. Something that we had talked about is how giving presents to your children, it's not as important as being present and being there, being engaged with your child, making eye contact with them, looking at them whenever you're speaking with them, and teaching them those valuable skills. It's more important now than ever, people, because since we have become such a virtual world, and the pandemic has really changed the way we do business. It's changed the way we interact socially. It's changed the way we interact as a community. So it is now vitally more and more important. Teach your children good communication skills. And it doesn't have to be a huge thought out lesson. It could just be spending some time at the dinner table. If you all eat together at dinner, just taking a moment and say, okay, everybody, family, we're going to talk about our day. And you can be the one to start and say, this is what my day was like. And then just go down the table. Ask your child to say, what's something that happened for you today? Or was there something that was really awesome that happened to you? Or whatever they want to tell you. Allow them to be the ones to share and discuss it. And if you notice that they're looking away from you or they're kind of looking off in the distance, then just say, look at me, look at my eyes. and just remind them, this is how we communicate. We communicate by looking at one another, and talk to me. Whomever is talking, say, look at the person that you are talking to. Teach your children these skills. It's so valuable to learn these things as a child, because especially with the virtual world that we are living in now, it's so important, and we don't want our children to lose these valuable lessons because they may be virtual, in virtual school, or they just may not have as many opportunities to be engaged with other children and with other adults. We're just doing the best we can, parents. Don't stress yourselves out. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. All we're gonna do is give it our best. That's it. That's all we're gonna try and do, is just to give it our best. So thank you all, everyone. I always appreciate each time that you come. I hope that you are enjoying these videos. Feel free to put your comments and let me know things that are working for you. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. And if there's future topics that you would like to hear me discuss, let me know. What are some of those things that you would like to hear me talk about? There are so many things that I can talk to you about, with potty training, how to manage a 3-year-old, an 18-month-old, and a newborn. There's a lot of experiences that I can discuss with you all. So let me know how I can help you. Let me know what you would like to discuss. Don't forget to like and share with your family and friends, and I so appreciate that. Thanks so much, Mixed Understood family, and until we meet again, bye and have a good day.